Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
No one wants to fuck anymore. Seriously. No one wants to make out. No one wants to flirt. Everyone's tired, anxious, and touch-starved. So I wrote this Substack essay about how we're in a sexual recession and what's causing that. And see, women are some of the most educated, employed, and financially stable generation of women yet. So we don't need men for survival. If we're in partnership, it's because we want to be in partnership. And that is definitely impacting the way that dating, relationships, hookup culture, situationship culture is happening in Gen Z right now. Men have been told by their fathers, grandfathers, society that they are focused on providing for their women and their families. And I think now that Gen Z women can support themselves financially, we don't need men to provide for us. We definitely want them to, for sure, but we don't need them. We're focused more on equal partnerships and men that can show up emotionally available and be attuned to us. And unfortunately, I don't think the men are catching up, and this is causing a lot of strife. I think women collectively are realizing that there's not really a point to giving your body to someone that acts like they don't care if you live or die. And on top of that, they're not providing financially. And a part of that is not entirely their fault because the economy that we're in is very difficult. And I think everyone is feeling the effects of that. But it's like, okay, the men are not planning dates. They're not paying for dates. They're not providing anything financially, and then on top of that, you're not emotionally available. Anytime I express myself, it's too much emotional labor, or I'm emotionally high maintenance, and it's like, what is the benefit of me giving myself to you if I get absolutely nothing in return? I think all of this is also contributing to the whole male loneliness epidemic, where men are starting to be decentered. I think women are focused a lot more on themselves, working on their relationships, building their careers, working on their finances, and because of that, men are not needed as much. Now I think women are focused on wanting men and being very intentional about choosing the men in our lives rather than being with men out of survival for financial needs. And on top of that, it's like, again, if you're not contributing to me financially and supporting me, making me the best version of myself, and also you're not contributing emotionally by being in tune with me and listening to me and actually caring about my feelings, it kind of feels like there's no point. It's not entirely the men's fault. It's also the patriarchy and capitalism and all of these systems that have been built to break us down and to divide us. And one of my mutuals, Justin, made a really good point where sex and intimacy is becoming a luxury. If you can't afford to date, if you can't afford to go to therapy, if you were not raised in an environment where you were taught to work on yourselves and to reflect and be empathetic, you are going to be at a disadvantage and you're not going to have the same access to relationships that maybe previous generations have. And I think another big thing as well with our generation is everybody is afraid of vulnerability. Everybody's afraid of intimacy, and that's also contributing to the divide as well. And I'm honestly seeing that in my personal life as well with my friends who are all educated, well-spoken, good head on their shoulders, good people that are beautiful and kind and giving, and even they are in a similar predicament where a lot of people are not in relationships because they don't want to acquiesce to their side, and a lot of people are horny and pent up and have no sort of release because, again, why give yourself to someone that can't contribute to you in some way? But also, people don't want to do the work to be the type of person that can be in a relationship. So where do we go from here? There's a lot that we can't control in this world, but there are things that we can control, and that's how we treat each other. And I think one solution to this would be, I would love if the men would take a step forward and try to become more emotionally available, try to be vulnerable and be comfortable with intimacy. Even if it doesn't necessarily start with the women that you're pursuing, even if that's in your friendships, I think that is an amazing, great first step. Going to therapy, talking about your feelings, getting comfortable, being emotional, because if this continues, the problem is just going to grow more and more, because I don't think that a generation of people who are all pent up and repressed and horny is good for society. So all I want is for people to have great love stories, great relationships, and really great sex.
These videos from women that come across my For You page, I'm like, a lot of you are going to have to settle like greatly. Now, even beyond the point of debating whether or not men should be providers, like let's just say I agree, like men should be providers, right? The life that you want provided for you, only so many men can do that. Clearly, I crunched the life out of these numbers, yo. I'm talking about living in a house, shopping trips, paying for all the food, nice, nice clothes, stuff like that. I factored in stuff like, you being attracted to them. That's like 0.8%. You know what I didn't even factor in? Height. So it's like if you want a man over 6 foot, you're going to have to go for like 0.14% of 0.08%. Then remember, they're going to have to be attracted to you, which I'm not even going to do it. Let's just assume you're like the most beautiful woman in the world. Then factor in like, oh, they got to treat you right, be emotionally intelligent. It's probably like less than 0.01. These odds are not looking good. And I feel like anytime a man says this, like people are like, oh no, he's trying to like lower women's standards so we date him. Look, I'm in a relationship, okay? So I don't need any of that. What I'm saying is like now we talk about, ooh, there's a male loneliness epidemic that no men actually care about. I think maybe in like 10 to 20 years, I think there's going to be a women's loneliness epidemic, like on a very serious note. Based off what you're saying, like assuming that you're not just like lying on the internet, then being completely different in real life. Because again, in real life, I've never really ran into women who are like super into having a provider or anything like that. Just going off the internet, like, bro, a lot of you are going to be disappointed because, mind you, a lot of you, like, again, like these men also have to be attracted to you. You know what I mean? I made a video on my backup account about it. Like, it's not looking good.
I fear I need a man in my life. I am a strong, successful female. I have a full career. I got a lot going for me, and I still need a man. Because today, the lights went off in my car and said, low tire pressure. And I was like, what? I would love to be able to text someone and go, babe, there's a light on, and I don't know what to do. Instead, you have me out here checking tire pressure, putting air in my tire. I'm tired of being strong. I just want to be weak and baby. And I want some man to go, vroom, my baby's in danger. Must get air for her tire.
This is why I say women are children. Because they act like this, bro. Some of these women just need a bottle of Act Right. If they got a bottle of Act Right, they might be okay. They really might be okay. But it's a tough prescription to get, the bottle of Act Right.
Back yearning, bring back yearning, bring back yearning. Why aren't we yearning? Why aren't the men yearning?
We're not yearning because we've been learning. Shubin and I should have bought a Honda, put it on a t-shirt.
Gotcha, bitch.
Learning that the juice ain't worth the squares.
Why aren't the men yearning? Yearn.
No, don't tell us what to do, first of all. Don't tell us what to do. Numero uno. Don't tell us what to do. Because we can't tell y'all what to do. Because the thing is, if ladies want to tell us what to do, then they need to listen to what we're telling them to do. But they won't. They won't. They absolutely won't.
I can be like, you know what? I want a little bit of male attention, okay? I want a little bit of that male gaze. And then like 5 million men could give me attention, and I would literally sit there and be like, no man has given me attention in 50,000 years. And the reason is because that I really just want one specific man's attention.
Yeah, this is the performative female here. I don't know if you've seen this. This is one of the e-begging thoughts that we see. This is a very usual case in the wild here. These women run rampant. They're feral. They're absolutely feral. Or they post a lot online to try to get attention from other men. Goodness gracious, what do we have here? I'm seeing the arm sleeve. This is going to be good.
The absolute best thing about being single, I can just sit on my couch and fart whenever I want.
Does male yearning exist anymore?
Wow.
Are there guys out there waiting by their phones, waiting for that girl to reply? Do guys make playlists?
I can't tell if she's 25 or 50.
For their crushes?
What are we in middle school? I made you a playlist, baby.
I wish that was still a thing. Like when people would make like CD, like burners. Is that what it's
No, I make CDs. CDs nuts.
called? It's a little before my time. Anyways, you guys feel like they have to be nonchalant now? Like, is that like...
You do. It's the art of not caring. That's what it is. And when you don't care, women care more. If you care too much, then they leave. You really got to watch how much you care, you know? Especially if you want to grab the back of her hair. Am I right? You can't care too much. When you start caring too much, that's when they start getting scared.
If a woman ever tells you that she is celibate and she's been celibate for a long time, it's for one very specific reason. And that reason is no man that she has met throughout the time of being celibate has been able to mentally stimulate her. A lot of women out here who are celibate and have been celibate for a long time, they're not even looking for the craziest thing in men. They're not even asking for the most. All they're asking for is a good, deep conversation that leads to mental stimulation. I guarantee that if you are willing to stimulate a woman who's been celibate for a long time, you can mentally and emotionally stimulate her. She's willing to ride you like a motherfucking saddle, guaranteed 100%. The only problem is a lot of men, unfortunately, don't really prioritize a mental and or emotional connection because they don't care to connect mentally or emotionally with women. All they want to connect through is through the physical, not through anything else. But the moment you connect with a woman through the mind and through the emotion, through the intellect, you're going to see a side of her that you didn't even know existed. And sometimes I'll be feeling bad for women, not going to lie, because all they want is a connection and a conversation, and they can't even get that. Men are not even able to provide that.
There are women fasting for husbands and praying for husbands when the Bible says a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. It doesn't say a woman who finds a husband finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. Like what is the promise for a woman when you find a husband. Like there should be no desperation for a husband. Like your focus should be on preparing yourself. Like you are working on you, but you're not praying for no husband, because your husband is praying and your husband is praying for you. You shouldn't be crying about a husband. You shouldn't be pouting about a husband. You shouldn't be mad with God. You shouldn't be in a future wives support group. You shouldn't be fasting for a husband.
You are not sexually liberated. You are just obsessed with male attention. From a young age, many women internalize the message that their primary value lies in how likable and desirable they are. More specifically, how desirable they are to men. If this belief doesn't go unchallenged, women will start to seek validation outside of themselves and associate womanhood solely with their proximity to desirability. As a result, modern media targets women and profits from their insecurities and teaches women that the only way to respond to these societal pressures is to become desirable enough. The normalization of X work, hookup culture, and beauty capitalism teaches women that a woman's ambition, intelligence, and creativity rarely sells as much as her body or physical appearance. This then teaches women to treat their body as a mere commodity, something that can be easily exchanged or sold, in order to get attention from others, which then can be exchanged for currency. In response to these social pressures, being sexually liberated is packaged as a way for women to reclaim their power not only from men, but from these harsh societal standards. Most women see casual X and promiscuous attire as a tool to show the world that their desirability and sexuality is of their own enjoyment and isn't granted to anyone else. Paradoxically, while this can feel like freedom to most women, it actually isn't, and often leads women to relinquish their power because this ideology still centers male attention and male approval. Modern feminism often indoctrinates women into believing that their relationship with intimacy is expressed the same as men. Women biologically craves emotional stability before being intimate with a partner. Casual X does not benefit women because they are the ones being objectified by it, and oftentimes they do end up getting taken advantage of even if they're not aware of it in these circumstances. No matter how you market it, if you use your body as a tool for attention, you are commodifying yourself. And you are agreeing that your value is tied by how desirable men sees you. The only way you will feel fulfilled as a woman isn't through seeking attention from others, but to find ways to value yourself that isn't tied to how people perceive you, whether that's through beauty or intelligence or anything else that people can observe. Find ways to validate yourself even when no one is watching, because this is actually what helps you honor your intrinsic worth. I hope this helps.
What you have to understand about women is that they're all actresses. And they do this not through strategy, conscious strategy, but through instinct. They have evolved over time to navigate the world through precision emotional manipulation, subtle dominance. A woman will never be overt, especially in the beginning when you're meeting her. What she'll do is she'll make you make decisions that she wants you to make, but by getting you to make them. So all along, you think you're in charge, when actually, she's in charge. Playing innocent is a tactic that women use. Crying is a tactic that women use. And it's all designed to make you feel bad. You get into some sort of argument, and she starts crying, and then something that you were initially frustrated about with her, she started to cry, and now all of a sudden you're apologizing to her. And that right there is what I'm talking about. That is female manipulation to a T. And this happens in so many other different ways. That one's particularly common, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced that. It's essentially power dressed up as helplessness. As men, we don't recognize it. It goes under the radar because what we see as threatening is overt, it's direct. That's how we navigate warfare, essentially. Whereas women are precision bombers. through emotional manipulation. Everything about her is an image. Everything about her is a lie. Or at the very best, is what we call persona. She is a persona. You fell in love with a persona. And it's only when she has you in her web that she will start to reveal her true self. And at that point, it'll be too late, because you'll already be in. Before you know it, you won't even recognize who you are. You'll start to question yourself. She'll start saying things like, she'll bring up her ex and she'll say, oh, most guys would have put me in place by now, or my ex would never have let me do this, or something like this. And next thing you know, you're fighting the ghost of her ex. And she uses that to knock you off your guard. Be very, very wary of this tactical behavior, men. The main reason why it's so insidious is because they don't know they're doing it. These demands and manipulations will feel real to her when she opens up about her ex who was abusive or something like that. All of that is probably true, but they are strategically releasing that information to you at just the right time so that you start to conform. That's just the way women operate. It's why women stay friends with all of their friends, even the friends they don't like, they stay friends with them. Which doesn't make any sense to us men, because we would just be like, why do you keep going for lunch with someone you don't like? And it's like they have to keep up the appearance of all of the aesthetic of the feminine that they adhere to. Behind the persona is a ruthless, strategic energy called evolution that's running the show. And so men, be very, very careful. If you need help with your specific situation, click the link in my bio and book yourself a one-on-one call with me. I would be honored to help you. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, lads. Peace!
There are men who do not have access to women at all. And they have to go into spaces where women are basically forced to have to interact with them, and they make the most out of those interactions. You see this in so many spaces. You see this at the gym. You see this in stores. Women who work retail, especially young women who work in retail, having to deal with annoying men during transactions, men who won't leave them alone. I've worked in customer service. I noticed, like, for an annoying ass man to come up and milk the shit out of the entire transaction because this is his opportunity to steal some feminine energy, steal some essence, and harass a woman. They will linger, make it the longest transaction for no reason. This is why you literally have to just make it so clear to them that you're not interested and stand on that. If you give them an inch, they will take a mile. If you give them any type of pleasantry, they will milk the shit out of that. You have to be mean to them. You genuinely do. In a safe way. In a way that still protects you, because you do not know who you are dealing with. They will find so many different opportunities to engage with women. If you're in a public space, if you're online somewhere, wherever you are, this is their opportunity. They don't have any other opportunity. They go to the spaces where they know women are going to be, or they go to spaces where they know women have no choice but to talk to them, i.e. customer service. I've seen this when I worked at a massage clinic. Men would call in. I worked at a call center once. Men would call in. They're going to try to get access to women by any means necessary.
Here's something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the female loneliness epidemic. I just turned 23 and I am officially done with looking for new friends, because nowadays girls are fucking impossible to make friends with. And before you call me a pick-me, hear me out. In my experience, young women today do not know what it means to be a friend. They expect everyone, including other women, to chase them the same way men chase them romantically. It's always me texting first. It's always me making plans. It's always me arranging reservations to make hangouts happen. Only to be told the day of that, like, oh, something came up, / they straight up admit that they forgot. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. And their "I'm so sorries" are never followed up by "let me make it up to you. How about we do this or this instead?" It's always just "I'm so sorry, blank." All these girls want to do is just be Instagram mutuals. They want to like your posts, they want you to like theirs, they want to swipe up on your story. They want like little crumbs of your attention, but they are not actually looking for like a real life friend with like substance and value. And I don't know if any of you have ever used Bumble BFF, but like don't. It is a bigger waste of time than like actual dating apps for like meeting men. And I've had a handful of bad experiences on there, but I'll just tell you about like the two most recent ones. So it's this girl, we match, we talk a little bit on Instagram. I see we have a couple like hobbies in common. It's going well. We arrange to meet for a drink. And so we go, we have a drink together. It was like, I think like after work for me. So I was like really tired. It was only like 2 hours and then we went home. We both agreed that it like went really well. And I was convinced that we were going to see each other again. I had to chase this girl for months to meet up again. And it wasn't me not getting the hint, mind you, because she was still texting me every day. She's like, "I want to see you so bad. I want to see you so bad. But something keeps coming up. Oh my God, I'm in college. It's so busy, blah, blah, blah." And like at the time I was working part-time. So like I objectively had like more free time than her. So whatever. Okay, sure. I kept like sending her like invites to like different events, like ads I see on Instagram, like blank event on this date at this time. And it was always like, "Oh, I can't. Oh, this, oh, that. I'm sorry, I've got this going on, blah, blah, blah." Never offering like anything on her end. I remember the month of March rolled around and she goes, "Okay, girl, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I cannot meet you all month in March because it's exam season." First of all, I'm so fucking sick of hearing this shit that it's like exams. It's exams all the time. Like right now I'm like doing a gap year, so I'm working and like all my friends are like my age, college age, and they always have fucking exams all the time. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe I just like, you know, I'm a business major and like we're stereotyped for like having easy majors, but that's not how exams work. The way exams work is you start like a semester and you have class, and then there's like midterms for like 3 days. You do the midterms, and then you go back to class. There's no month full of exams. But whatever, I'm like, okay, fine. I do not bother her all March. April rolls around. On April 1st, I literally sent her an event, like a clubbing thing, restaurant, activity. I don't remember, some bullshit I saw on TikTok. And the date was like April 5th. She's like, "Oh, sorry, I can't make it." Okay. I wait a couple more days, say it's like April 4th, and I sent her like an event on April 30th. So like at the end of the month. She's like, "Oh my God, I have plans that day. I'm so sorry." I was like, "You know what? Okay, girl. Okay." And I just stopped trying. I waited for her to send me something, offer me anything, make any sort of plans, and she just never did. And I just stopped like replying to her, like sending me random reels and like random bullshit. So this was girl number 1. Now girl number 2, it was a similar situation. They were both happening at the same time. It's this girl, same thing. We match, super good chemistry through text. Like we're just like laughing, you know, sending each other voice memos. We have so much in common. We agree on so many topics. We're just vibing. I'm like, oh my God, I really see like a really good friendship with this person. I end up finally meeting her for the first time, at the club. 'Cause like I was, convoluted story, but I ended up like at the club with this guy I was seeing at the time, and she was there, and we just like danced for 5 minutes, and then she was like, "Oh girl, I gotta go, I'll be right back." Didn't come back, and I ended up like leaving with the guy like an hour later. Anyway, we get back to texting. I'm like, "When can we hang out like properly, like, you know, like face to face during the daytime so we can like talk, you know?" She's like, "Girl, definitely not this month because it's Ramadan." I'm thinking to myself, like, as far as I'm aware, during Ramadan, you are allowed to go outside, you know? Like, Muslims, during Ramadan, they go to work, they go to school, they do stuff. you know, we don't have to go to a restaurant or anything. Like, we can just like take a walk in the park. Like, it's not that serious. But I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna argue with you about religion. Over the course of the month, I see her hanging out with other people though, like on her story. And at first I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe I'm not a priority, you know, like we don't know each other that well, sure. But eventually I confront her. I'm a little bit like, oh, I thought you were not doing anything. You were not allowed to do anything this month. She's like, first of all, mind your business. Half of the posts I put up are like throwbacks, so they're not current. And the other half is me and my sister. So like, if you don't know any better, like, close your mouth. I'm like, okay, no problem. Ramadan ends. April rolls around, and guess what? Never hear from her ever again. I just moved into this new place that you can see right now. It's like really, really messy. And I decided to have a housewarming party where I just invited like my roommates, obviously, and a group of like my closest friends, or just like people that are in my life like currently. 2 girls that I invited did not show up. I let both of them know about the party like 2 weeks ahead. The day of, I send both of them a text like, hey, so we're gonna start at this time. This is the address. Hope to see you soon. The party was supposed to start at 6, and they both text me back at around like 3 or 4 p.m. And one of them goes, oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry. I can't make it today. I'm like super sick. I'm just like throwing up like in bed. I'm like so sick. And it's like, if you were that sick, then it probably didn't happen today. You couldn't have texted me last night. You had to text me the day of, like 2 hours prior. Like, you waited also for my text before you canceled. You couldn't have like let me know like, hey girl, I know that you're gonna be cooking food for like X amount of people for today. Like, don't worry, like count me out. You don't have to like make a portion for me. You couldn't do that. And then the other girl was like, oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry. I forgot I have to hand in a school project for tomorrow. Again, this is not how college works. Like, maybe she's like a different major, okay. But this is not high school where like you get a homework assignment on Monday and you have to hand it in for Friday. No. Your professor tells you about like a 1 or 2 big projects that you have to hand in by the end of the semester, and you progressively work on it like little by little over the course of months. I'm just saying, there's no way, number one, that girl was actually sick, and the other girl had a school project to hand in. They just didn't want to come, and they didn't even have the decency to let me know ahead of time, come up with something smarter. Like, they were not even gonna say anything. If I hadn't texted them the day of, they would have pretended like nothing happened. And this is why I am done just trying. Like, I'm done. Like, if like a female friend like falls from the sky for me, then yeah, of course, you know, like if we meet, I start a new job and like a girl that works there like I really like, and like of course. But no more looking, no more taking my hand out and saying, hey, do you want to take this friendship to the next level? Come to my house, come hang out with me. No more making the first move on people, because it just takes up too much mental space and yields basically no results. It's just a waste of time. So yeah, let me know what your experience has been like. Let me know how you feel, but this is how I feel right now, so